What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another gold making video. So in today's video, we'll just have a really short video about classic WoW and one of the ways that I'm making a ton of gold now before we get Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch. So before we dive into the information, I do want to mention that the first book that I released, the 0 to 10 million gold guide, has celebrated 2 years since release this week. So we're celebrating that by doing the biggest sale we've ever done. So now you guys can get any of the gold guides for only, for 69% discount. That also includes the classic WoW gold guide and the Wrath of the Lich King complete gold guide. Now, all of these books are like the same system where that gets updated. So whenever you guys purchase the book, or if you've already purchased the book, you guys will receive every single future update for free. So big thank you to everyone that has already grabbed a copy and all the positive feedback. It really does mean the world to me. And if you haven't picked it up yet, they're linked down below, and the sale lasts until Wednesday. So thank you so much, even during this campaign. With the 69% off support has been great. And the code is 2 years, by the way. That's a discount code. So a lot of people are going and doing like more of the traditional farming ways in TBC Classic. So they're going out into Outland, obviously, and they go to places like Throne of Kil'jaeden to farm Primal Fire. Maybe they go to Shadowmoon Valley to kill like air elementals. Maybe they even go to Nagrand to like Twilight Ridge to skin for Cobra scales. The thing is, those are very obvious ways of making gold, and it works to some extent, right? I mean, I do it myself, and I sell it whenever the prices are good. But right now, I'm sitting at like roughly 60,000 gold, 58.8. And I also have a lot of investments, so that's where I focus most of my time. Investments, and then I just like mess around and have fun with my tunes, because I don't really need more than 60,000 gold, but it's still fun to make the gold, and I want to have a lot of gold for Wrath of the Lich King. So one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm spending very little time on this, like extremely little time. So I'm going to open up the mailbox, and you guys can see I've made 1,334 items in 22, 23. It was exactly a week, because it was Saturday last weekend, I believe, when I started to craft on my crafting tunes. And these are, to keep it like very, very simple so everyone can do it, I only crafted items that you learn from the profession trainer. So on my tailoring tune, I crafted the most obvious things, and that was Dreamweave. Dreamweave vest, gloves, and a head. And then I also crafted a bunch of netherweave stuff. The reason why I did this is because there's so many people who used to boost their tune, like before Wrath of Lich King came out, before TBC came out in the pre-patch. So they had a ton of level 58 tunes. And also, the gap between gear that you get from Azeroth and Kalimdor and to Outland is massive. So if you look at these netherweave items, they all have spell power on them and stamina, and the set bonus is also spell damage and healing. So these are very good entry items into Hellfire when you get to level 60 and 61. So it's a very good set. The sell rate is good on them, and even better, the profit margin is insane. I don't farm any of these mats myself. Like, the bracers only need the 3 bolt of netherweave, like 50 silver each, plus the rune thread. So it's like that would be like a 2 gold craft, and it sells for like 16.5 gold right now. And as you can see, in a week, this is done with close to no undercutting. I pretty much just check the auction house, recraft what I've sold, post it, and then I check back in the next day. So if you spend more time on it, you can make even more gold. And then it's also a lot of Dreamweave sales. So Dreamweave is very good for its level. Now, the Dreamweave doesn't have a set bonus, but these items are like relatively early level items. Like at level 40, you can craft these items, and they give int, spirit, and spell damage, and plus healing. So extremely good items. And what are people doing now before the pre-patch with the 50% increased XP? Well, they're leveling up their alts, and people have a lot of gold. So people would rather run through the the leveling process under alts quicker with decent gear. And let's face it, it's definitely way more fun. So that's what I'm doing, and a pretty decent clean out, like 1,334 gold. Of course, like some of it has gone to actually buying the materials so I can craft it. So it's not 1,334 gold in profit, but they're really cheap to craft. And this was just tailoring, right? You can do this with every single one of the crafting professions. It's just going to be way easier for you if you get TSM, because TSM will tell you, okay, if you were to buy out the materials and craft the item, will you profit, right? And you can see how much profit. So you obviously don't want to make something unless it's making you a profit. Keep in mind that sometimes it's calculating the prices of the bolts and not the cloth. Like you could buy, some cases, you could buy the cloth, make it into bolts, and it would then be a profit. So make sure to double check that, and don't blindly trust the profit margins. Like some items got a very high profit margin, but will people really buy the items though? I mean, fire damage and frost spell damage, it's going to sell. By all means, look at the sell rate, 0.07, but it's not going to sell as fast though, but it still most definitely will sell. But then you have stuff like this, right? Like 30 gold profit, the Dreamweave pants. It's int and MP5 leggings. They don't even have a sell rate. It is... it's not that likely that people will buy a level 53 leggings with these stats, so I'm not going to craft that. But I just thought that I would share this video with you guys. Maybe it's going to give you guys some inspiration, so you guys can go ahead and do the same. I do play in a hype-up realm, but I do not play on one of the big boy PvP realms that has a queue to enter the realm, right? I play on a PvE realm, Mirage Raceway. So I do have competition selling the items, but the supply, I mean, the demand on the auction house is so big because there's so many people leveling that this is actually an absolutely fantastic way to make gold right now. And I think this is going to persist. Like even when Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch comes around and people get like boost up to level 70 and they get their dungeon gear ready, like people will surely do that and maybe even prepare those tunes for Wrath of the Lich King. But like some of those people will boost a tune and then they will level some of their alts as well. So I think that you can make a decent amount of gold on this, like all the way up until Wrath of the Lich King launches. And let's face it, even when Wrath of the Lich King has launched, you will definitely sell these items and similar items with leatherworking and blacksmithing. They probably just won't sell as fast, but they will always sell because people will always want to gear up their tunes using good items in the process to make the experience smoother. That was, however, it for today's video, so thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to watch more videos like this one. And don't forget to grab a copy of any of the gold guides for 69% off using code 2years. Now, that also works for the complete bundle where you get every single one of my gold guides and every single future gold guide. So if we get like classic Cataclysm, I'm going to make a gold guide for that and just add it into the bundle and you get that book for free. So link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. Until then, bye-bye.